against you. But the key here is this. They can't use that energy anymore because they're going to sleep. The key here is you are the ones that have to do this particular thing, because once you get the concept in your head that, number one, you are the source. And number one, you are higher than anything in the universe, because before the universe was created, you were the energy that created that thing that later on became human. So therefore, you ain't got no business worshiping shit. So now I don't pray to nothing. I curse a few entities in myself out. The stone is also called dead people in one's head. Now, the white boy, in so many words, he caught between a rock and a hard place. He has killed so many people on the planet of the original people. Joe, we don't even know how much original people down here left. We can say this particular part, that when they die now, because there's no such thing as no universe out there, that's all a hologram, and if they don't go to the light, which snaps them back into reincarnation, but I told you that the reincarnation cycle is broken because those entities don't have that particular power for you to go up there and they snatch you back down now. So now those particular entities, when they leave, they have found a way to stay in the other realm, which is our realm. But guess where that shit is? It's in your head. When your ancestors die, they go to live inside of you now. When you go see the Highlander movie and they talk about the gathering of the masters, what that really is talking about is the gathering of a certain energies around your pineal gland. And that's that invisible college. So when your people die now, they go to live inside of you. That's why sometimes, like my brother right here, Brother Basisi, that came to visit me, his wife just left not too long ago. What, this year? No, last year, 98. Last fall, wasn't it? Last September. And basically he said he thought more about, he said he thinks more about her every day than he did than when she was living. But what it is now, and she comes to his ass in dreams and tell him everything what needs to be going. You know, she'll act out the dream and he'll see all this stuff. What he is actually witnessing here is his actuality. When his wife died, she would live in his ass. So she's inside of his body living. So when they talk about dead people in one's head, it's all in this book. It's a good little book. It's very intellectual, but it's still a good book. Demons of the Inner World. There you have it. The inner world is in actuality your inner self. So here's a book called Demons of the Inner World, Understanding the Hidden Complexities by Alfred Ribby, or R-I-B-I, Rabbi Ribby, Alfred Ribby. Demons of the Inner World. There's a whole section in here on the stone. You want to hear to read more about the Agos demon? There's a whole section in here on the stone. And there's a whole section in here called Dead People in One's Head. You see, good little book. They verify what I'm trying to tell you, you know. They verify it. So they go to live inside your head. So in so many words, when they talk about the gathering coming, that's the energies of the ancient world. They are gathering inside of your physical body, so your soul now is gaining up enough power. It's that same virtual power that can now fight against these assholes up here trying to keep us down. But they now are very weak. So it's going to be like taking candy from a baby. So you want to know where the power is? In the Lion King, they told you that our people, when they die, they go and they live up in the stars. Well, ancient people said that too. But the stars is nothing but inside of your head and inside of your body, as the planets, the moon. Because even the alchemical process, you'll find all that shit lines up with the stars and astronomy and astrology and all that type of stuff. It's also inside of the melanin. You see, it's all inside the melanin. The word mermaid is nothing but these particular entities. It's a snake head, a fish body, and all that stuff. Melusine is the name of mermaid. It's called Melusine. And Melusine is basically, there's whole civilizations inside of your melanin. Serious business. But they are activated by water because mermaids live in water. So therefore you will understand when the summer solstice comes, when they can go and they can give the niggas down in damn Kroger boxes of soda for 99-cent 12 packs. You see what I'm saying? Because they're trying to stop what is called, these entities called Melusines. They call them water nymphs, or ash nymphs, are water nymphs or mermaids. All that shit you thinking was some damn mystical shit, fairy tales. All that shit come from ancient mythology, and it's talking about the complexities of the inner body. In so many words, they call them water nymphs, mermaids, gorgons. So Medusa and the three sisters, and all these little hideous little monsters and gnomes and all these particular little dwarfs and all this kind of shit they talk about. They live in the little fairy world and Alice in Wonderland. All that goddamn shit is in the melanin. And that's who you are when this stuff all comes together as the Damianic realm. It's real beautiful. It's a whole nother world that they call Atlantis. It's inside of your subconscious mind. That's it, but this nigga talking fair. No, this is clinical psychology. Jung and them drop on this shit. Jung and them drop on this. Carl Jung and them drop on all this stuff in clinical psychology. It's in the book, Carl Jung's book on alchemy. He got a book on the origin of evil and alchemy. But this is interesting. The melanin inside of you is called the negrito. It's called the nigrum, nigrus. Hold on 1 minute. It's called the, let me get this right. The melanin inside of you is called the the negrito, but it's also called the, let me get this right, so-and-so, the primal materia, negrito. There's a certain word that it's also called, but it's called the negrito, it's called the primal materia, and it's also called mercurus. But guess what? When Jung in his book, Jung, J-H-U-N, I say Jung or Jung, on evil. In his book by Jung on Evil, introducing Jung on evil, selected and introduced by Mary, what's that, Stein, S-T-I-E-I-N? Is that Stein or Stein? That's the sign of Stein, whatever. Mary Stein, or Murray Stein, M-U-R-R-R-A-Y, Stein. In her book, in the chapter, this is Jung on evil, he has the spirit Mercurus, and the spirit Mercurus is the staff of Tahuti. Remember I was telling you the shit was scientific? So the evil that I'm talking about is nothing but your soul. Mercury is also the Mercurus. It's different than the mercury that you know of as the mineral or the alloy or whatever they call it. Hermes. Right. Mercury or Mercurus is Hermes as Tahuti. It's also called the spirit Mercurus, but it's also called the negrito, the nigrum nigrus, negrito nigrum nigrus, or something like that. Negrito is called the primal materia. It's called the agos daemon. But it's also called evil because that's what he's talking about here. So that's what I'm talking about this particular evil. It don't have shit to do with a physiological, moralistic evil. It's alchemical terms, evil, before or beyond creation. It's just in contrary to creation because creation is only an illusion and ultimately it will destroy that. You getting this? So, this particular... When he's talking about this is what he's actually talking about, which is also evil. Ash nymphs, the gorgons. It's also called shadows. So when you get the book, his book on this one, and he has another one on alchemy. He has these big volume books, but it's interesting. I got these huge volume books, but they took all of the stuff and they put them in two books. This one and Jung on evil and Jung on alchemy. But remember that it's got to have introducing Jung on it. And if you get these particular one, Encountering You, see how these fucking around this people saying shit, one in my mouth. Encountering You, or Young, is however you want to say it, by Mary Stein. If you get the one on alchemy, and this is about 6 volumes of books, that I already got all 6 volume books. They got them all broken down in these 2 books, cutting it down to bullshit. So get these 2 books. Get those particular books. Now, so this particular energy is now all come together. It's now all come together. And now we can fight off that particular energy based on the energy is all right now, but it's also... Now, another thing is this here too. So the Africans were right. The Africans say worship your fucking ancestors. Because your ancestors' worship was living on this particular realm. But also your Yoruba shit, they were always underworld deities. Because they also said that the Yoruba deities, they returned to the underworld. You see what I'm saying? So the ancestral worship was right. If you are the Asuras, to keep your energy in your realm, you need to worship your ancestors because they're the ones that took on the physical body. The other one, because of the light that was stolen from them, that we ended up getting, that light has been shut up in our body so long until it is crystallized, until it comes in contact with them, they automatically get killed, eaten up. So what's getting ready to happen with this brain, when this pineal energy activates, it's going to just chew this brain up. So when they say we got to eat the matrix, we got to eat this thing up, or the serpent or the dragon eating up this physical world that devours the world, that's what the pineal gland is. And when that light shoots up in there, it's just going to short out this motherfucking circuit, this electrical circuit. So they can't even come in contact with it because this light has been shut down so long and so condensed until the power is even higher than the God that created it. Because he took it one time, created the physical earth, but the great mother tricked his ass and so many other mythologies. Prometheus stole it, and the light became ours again. So we have the light in us now. The light that created creation, that he used, we have that mug in us now, and so therefore it will be the light that will kill him. That's what they call the virus. It entered into a world but it's foreign to the world, and that's what melanin is, virus. That's what they say, Nosferatu, plague carrier. That's what Dracula, Draconis, Alpha Draconis. It is a foreign alien object. So go get the movie. The movie with I think I mentioned it the last time. It's got Catherine Deneuve in it. It's got David Bowie in it. Huh? No, it's a vampire movie. It's got David Bowie in it, Catherine Deneuve.
Prince of Darkness?
Thirst. The Thirst. And when she put that thing in her arm, what's my girl name? I can't think of her name right now. Put this thing in her arm, when they're going out, they say, you got an alien object in your arm. That's melanin. And when she come back, what you put? She said, fuck it, I gave you the gift of life. But you know it's always death. So that shit is also talking about death. But that death is just talking about outside of the matrix. You see what I'm saying? That primal material, the stuff that was before creation, the creation was created from it. She puts it in the arm. That's what melanin is. And that's what they talk. Nosferatu, plague carrier. So this is a virus. Remember, man on the Matrix said, I just figured out what your monkey ass is. A virus. On the Matrix. But he was talking to the black man. He said, you had your chance. Now it's our turn. But notice when he was talking to Lawrence Fishburne. You see what I'm saying? But that virus that they're talking about, that's melanin, the plague carrier. So it's an alien object that's going to actually turn this thing over. Now, let's go into some questions and answers right quick. Because I know what's that?
In the movie, the last Star Wars movie, the midichlorians that they're talking about, the Anakin that has Ohio, is that like what?
I'm glad you mentioned that shit. See, that's the questions is always answers. Remember we was talking about the midichlorians? Remember I was talking about these Melusine and the water nymphs and all these little extraterrestrial stuff that live inside of us, and he said it's everything in the universe, but he said it's a little civilization in so many words. He was talking about midichlorians. That's what melanin is. That's what melanin is. Exactly. But remember when they went underground, under the water, and the civilization they went to that Jar Jar Binks from was a black civilization. Well, the underwater, the stone of water, when you go into the deep subconscious, that civilization is on the inside. That's really our extraterrestrial shit that they counter with all this fake bullshit out here with these little man-made UFOs. It's inside of you, and your family members is down up in that shit now. They exist in that melanin. If the matrix doesn't exist, then where the hell do they go? They go into the closest thing, and they gather around you. And basically, you are them, and they are you. And they are the genie of the Agodamus of the Senate or college is inside of you. A whole nother realm. But that's what they were talking about when they were talking about the midichlorian. That's exactly what they were talking about. Give me some questions. I know we got some questions. Got some questions. I know we got some questions. Because if we don't have some questions, I can still go on. What time is it? 10 o'clock?
10 to 12. About 30 minutes.
10 to 12. Well, we still got 30 minutes, so y'all ain't got no questions. Let's go on. Shit. I got a lot more stuff that we can deal with. Okay. Now, there was a special relationship between humanity as a whole and there's something called the Melai, the ash nymphs. But these had a special ancestry, being the children of Orinos and which is also meaning these human beings, more accurately, the men, and belongs to the ash nymphs. These men, the Meloi, were later described as lying beneath the ash trees like fallen fruit. They are the primordial man that sprung directly from the earth. The Melantian rocks. All this is in, you can find all this is in Robert Graves' Greek myths. You have to look hard. This book is real hard to look up stuff, but if you learn the little system on the top, you can do it. To find it and all. It's a real pain in the ass, but it's still one of the best works out there. Apollo's silver bow, and I'll explain all what this is in a few minutes. Apollo's silver bow is in his left hand, and now he holds the golden bow in his right hand, and stood on the Melantian rocks, which allegedly were named after the god called Melos, the Black. So the Melantian rocks is nothing but the pineal gland, the melanin. Apollo is nothing but the Greek form of Christ. And he stands on the Melantian rocks. Now, the Christ seed is a particle of light that was stolen, which is the Luciferian light that is down in the gastrointestinal tract, so the lower abdomen. It rises up through the serpent, it rises up the back of the serpent, and the Kundalini energy shoots this thing up to the pineal gland, but it is born as a combination of all that black melanin coming together with all these little midichlorians, as they said in Star Wars, or what they call the Melai, or the Melusine. Now, the Melusine, if you get the book on alchemy, you'll find out that the Melusine in actuality lives inside of the blood system, which is also talking about this particular melanin that they're talking about. It lives inside of the actual blood system. But now one of the keys here is Satan in the ancient mythology is called the ass deity. But isn't it interesting that Christ comes into Jerusalem riding an ass, which makes the Christ older than Jesus, and he's talking about this particular ass deity, which the Christ itself is something that turns against the order of the matrix. Remember I said that at first? It turns against the order of things, and in actuality, it cleaves out or exits or it destroys things because it is an alien, foreign object, and it destroys things based on what it actually does. Now, what it actually does. Let's see. Anybody got any questions yet?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, give me that. Yeah.
What are we supposed to be doing?
It's a great question. See, it's a great question, and that's a legitimate question.
I mean, I appreciate the history. I mean, without the history, but
Exactly. What you did is you asked the question, and that's the spirit moving, and that's what you were supposed to do. It's interesting. If this is an illusion that doesn't exist, then the only thing that does exist is thought. And the thought is actually the alignment of how all of this shit that's on the inside of us comes to the level that free your ass. It frees you through the knowledge that you are receiving and the understanding. You see what I'm saying? So physically, to do something physically, you just remain doing what the hell you want to do. Should be having fun. But you can't do anything physically. It's mentally. You even got thousands of people that's in the hills meditating every damn day and ain't failed to do shit. Indigenous black people all in Tibet and all that kind of shit. But it's not physical. They just, you see what I'm saying? What we're talking about here is we're talking about liberation or illumination through knowledge. That's what the Gnostics say. That's what the Egyptians say. That's why it was important for large libraries. So in actuality, you'll find out that the hero starts out on a journey to try to figure out what it is. But remember, everything that he's been doing was been in a physical world. So he's always thinking that he's failing. But at the end of the journey, when he gets the Holy Grail of the illumination, he finds out that it was the journey itself. It is the knowledge. So in actuality, we got a group of people up in here. The energy is right and everything else. They just need to have a clarity and an understanding. You see what I'm saying? Right now, you know, your whole attitude changed when you clear on some shit. You see what I'm saying? When you clear on how to do something physically. When you're clear about it, it changed. So in actuality, reality, you're doing it. Now, what they have found out when they study in schools of alchemy, which is advanced science, they say, well, they always find oceans and rivers and stuff. They say, well, the oceans is nothing but waves and waves of paper that the initiate has to get through. So in so many words, they also talk about learning. You remember in the Matrix, which is a good analysis, when he said, well, what do we need? He said guns, lots and lots of guns. But when the guns came, they was in file cabinets, which means that the guns were books. You see what I'm saying? If you notice, why did they come like that? They came just like a library and file cabinet, and they were black, which means they was not only just talking about books, they was also talking about melanin and knowledge. And they came and they destroyed them through knowledge. They were shooting from the lip, not necessarily the hip. Although Hollywood showed it that way, but why did they put those file cabinets where the guns were actually books? Everything in that movie was coded that way. What's that?
Just one point I put together after I caught the movie. The only thing that kind of pissed me off was that Neo was white. But then I figured out later on that Keanu Reeves has black lineage.
You know, and he has the Native American shit too. Well, see, not only that too, but you got to realize, like I said before, everybody in the movie was black except Switch. She was the only one that came out wearing white. So when you just basically take it out of the actual Hollywood way of doing things, Neo was actually black, but then again, on the other hand, you are right. He only also not only that, and Keanu Reeves represents also Native American.
The band he's in is called Dog.
Called a Dog Star, right? Yeah, I remember they played up here in Buckhead. You see, so I mean, it was a lot of things that went on in the actual movie. But I'll tell you what you go do. You saw that. Now go back and look at the movie Doom. You will find out that a lot of the shit was taken out of that. You remember the little things, the hunter seekers that they had to say, be quiet, because these things are seek and destroy. Well, in the other movie, Paul Atreides goes in this room and there's this little thing that comes around and he says, I gotta be quiet because it seeks and destroy. I mean, it was so much stuff that was going on. You remember in the movie, they had the guy, the Judas guy, that played the guy that traded all of them in. In Doom, they had a guy that was close to Paul Atreides that traded them all in. You're going to find that they took several things out of that, but go back and look at the movie Dark City, because you know what Dark City was? Dark City was part one. See, I find out about these movies, they'll take part one and part two, they'll just make a different movie, but it's the same movie. You remember in Dark City, when he first come in, his telephone rings, just like it does when he gets the telephone in the package, and Lawrence Fishburne say, your life is in danger or whatever, they're coming for you now, get out of there. Well, in the same movie, Dark City, Kiefer Sutherland calls him and tells him they're coming for you now, get out of there. And you're going to find there's several similarities with the two damn movies.
You catch 13th floor?
Yeah, the 13th floor, it's got good when it starts warming up. But they're still talking about these different dimensions of artificial intelligence, which we also live too. But in actuality, they had to send somebody back from the future to tell him that shit wasn't real no way. But then again, if you understand there's no such thing as space and time, then that whole thing. There was another one called Existence. It'll be coming out on video soon. It'll be coming out on video soon. It was pretty good too. But even when you look at the movie, Truman was the same Matrix movie. The Truman movie was the same shit. He just went through a physical, basically, mythological, where he went through a physical TV set with all the regular people walking, but in actuality, he was in a world that he didn't know what the fuck he thought it was real. Same damn movie. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta realize that's also a series on how they put out stuff. So in so many words, you're gonna find out that you can't do anything physical. Because you got it, unfortunate for us, but it's fortunate for us because shit, we can't do nothing physical no way. It's inner. That is the reality of what's really going on. And that only works through your own mind. So you get to illumination from a series of deprogramming yourself. So in so many words, what I'm saying is the moralistic shit that you talk about, it ain't real no way. You know, it ain't real no way. So my point is that if you just get to waves of shit that you think is important and it's real, it's not really real. Even in your own everyday life and stuff, it's not real. You can break these things, you know. You can even break these things. And one of the main things is anybody that's dead, you know, you can still love them or whatever type shit, but look at them as they are dead. You know what I'm saying? And cut them motherfuckers, niggas are loose too. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to cut them loose by not associating with them. You can intermingle with them, you can ride around with them, you can do what the hell you want, but you got to know the difference between being dead and not. You see what I'm saying? What's that, sister? Go ahead.
In the original, in the Matrix books, they tell you that when you die, you should move toward the light.
Yeah.
And then you just said when white people die, they should move toward the light. But then I thought I heard on one of your tapes that when we die, we should move toward the dark.
Yeah.
Because that's
The light is the light that exists. If the kingdom, even in the Bible, they tell you that the kingdom is supposed to be founded by Christ. Well, if the kingdom ain't found, when all the thousands of people died and saw the damn light and the kingdom hadn't been found yet, which is the kingdom of light, then what the fuck was that light they were seeing if the kingdom is not yet here? That is a trickster light, and when you move towards it, what it does is you go back to their realm and then reincarnate your ass back into the prison system, reinsert you back into the matrix. So the key is to move towards the darkness, because there's any type of light that is supposed to come, any type of New Jerusalem, anything is born out of what? Darkness. Nothing is born out of light. Light is the end of story. That motherfucker, so from the moment it cuts on, it's on its way to burning the fuck out. So it is artificial. The only thing that can actually be born is that it comes from darkness. So if there's a kingdom to be born out of darkness, you're supposed to go towards the darkness. You're not supposed to go towards the light. You see what I'm saying? You see, you're not supposed to go towards the light. Hell, they even said it in the love story of one of them. The answer, don't go towards the light. You see what I'm saying? But the light is a trick. You die, the gateway comes, you go up there and shit, and they push your ass back on down. And you come and you fall back on down and shit and next thing. But you lose the memory of the previous life, and you might end up on the street with some fucking pink hot pants on out there and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, out there doing to the hoochie coochie or whatever kind of shit, no. But yet you used to be an advanced human being. That's the sad part about incarnation. You get to lose that particular part if you have spent years of getting to a high level. You can lose that shit through the incarnation realm, because it's a jail system. What's that?
But they don't have the power to do that reincarnation thing any longer.
No, they don't. So
you have all these entities that are now here amongst us, but many times we still got that confusion. So is this part of our work to try to get this light that we're getting like right here to them so they can expand that kind of light as opposed to...
Well, you know, the year was also talking about you're supposed to help a lot of them. You know, the movie Spirit Lost showed you that when the sister, because a lot of them don't know they dead. You know, you saw a lot of that on the movie. Frighteners is an excellent movie to understand that. But there's a good movie on Showtime all this month called Restless Spirits, by two plane people that crashed. They were supposed to beat Limburg to fly across the earth, fly across the Atlantic, and they came from France and crashed and was trapped down here and didn't know they was alive, because every time the fall came, they would forget the previous thing that they were dead, and they would go and relive the shit over and over again that they had just crashed since 1920-something. It was horrible. So the little girl who could see spirits and stuff, because her father could see spirits, helped them get off the damn ground. It's an awesome story, but it tells you the stuff on death. It's called Restless Spirits, and it's on Showtime, all this type of thing. But I tell you what, I was so lucky to get an advanced tape of it, so we can bootleg it always too. So that also, this is sister in here. Yeah, The Sixth Sense was good, because anytime you see dead and all, because, well, I'll just give out the plot here. Shit. Because you're going to see it's just as good anyway, but exactly what you're talking about. Did you see The Sixth Sense? Bruce Willis went through the whole damn movie thinking this shit was about this little boy that can see ghosts, and he too was having a little boy that can see ghosts, and he didn't realize that he was dead. He had died. And that's the sad part about being down there. It's all in the damn book, the Spirits book. You ever heard of the book called the Spirits book? Anybody know the name of that? The author? It's a book, huh? Is it an African guy that did it? Not like Spirit for Water. It's a book called the Spirits book. It's been out. The Euro has been using it for years. I can't think of an author, but it shows you how you can be down here and floating around for damn near 100 years and don't even know you shits from the solar realm. Say, oh, I go down that motherfucker and rule. And fall down here and just forget who the hell they were and be down here on the damn street with a liquor bottle. But they tell y'all that it's a book called the Spirit's Book. And it's just horrible, man, this realm. What's that? Oh, you and then you. He had his hand up first, then you. What's that?
The best thing out on TV right now is that Todd McFarlane Spawn, animated series.
Oh, yeah. Are they coming a little better?
It's better than, 10 times better than the movie.
Yeah, you know, but they're still doing the movie also, too. You know, they already filming Blade again. And they got a new Matrix coming back, too. They got that coming back. They got Blade coming back and all, too, also, too. Yeah, so they filming another Spawn, so I know they're going to go into it this time because they're filming that, too. But also that Universal Soldier, because those are clones, too. Also, what's that?
About 4 months ago, one of my spiritual sisters, she died. She died over at a great hospital. She had suffered from a heart attack due to a loss of something dealing with blood. But last night, she came to me, and I saw us back in ancient Egypt. Now, I saw her in the sarcophagus as she was in this time. And what she said to me last night, she said, my heart and my head was placed, and a brain was placed in another person, and I saw her in a new body. And what do you get out of that?
Her heart
And
brain
placed in another body, she said, and I saw her in a new body.
She was trying to tell you that she's already reincarnated. See, even though the reincarnation cycle is broken, sometimes you can still slip through it. Sometimes she might have chose to come back for some reason. I think that's what she's trying to say when she says that she is already reincarnated. You see what I'm saying? Because she say my heart and my because you know the heart is what the Egyptians also talk about, the seat of the soul, and the brain she's talking about the pineal brain. She's saying another body. She's got to be talking about reincarnation. You see what I'm saying? Now a lot of times, and sometimes it might not necessarily be, but But she might have gotten trapped because I don't see nobody want to come back down here, especially as no baby at this particular time and shit. You know, sucking on a damn plastic damn cap. Oh, yeah, shit like that.
What about as a walk-in?
Huh?
What about as a walk-in?
As a walk-in, but see, then again, that would be temporarily. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It would be like, not unless she was trying to do a certain amount of a certain job and all, but mainly, our people don't really walk in because the simple fact they trying to get out of this bitch. Ain't nobody gonna go back in no fucking prison. You ain't heard of no niggas. I don't give a damn how fucked up they are trying to get back in no prison. I don't give a damn what the TV said about my friends up in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But my point is so a lot of the walk-ins are in actuality the counterfeit spirits, which also I established that the last time. It's also in the book Titan 2 that we got black counterfeit spirits that was created, and I said that the last time it was also created right after we came down here. And so this also makes sense on how we got a lot of messed up black people too. They don't have souls. They are like black white people. You see what I'm saying? And we got documents on that now. Too. We got counterfeit spirits amongst black people. And it clears up some confusion too. Because not only before some cloning thing, we always had niggas in our community that was messed up. Your grandmama used to tell you about them shits. Look at it, that nigga that fucked up. I don't see no damn life. And my grandmama used to see them shits. She look at a nigga the first time he all nasty. I'm like, I be fussing at her. I say, you ain't know this man. Sure enough, that nigga be done got my ass. You know what I'm saying? How many? 10 minutes? Yeah, okay, give me some more questions. What's that?
You said something about identifying clones.
Yeah, this is one way to identify the clones. This is one great way. If you see a person that he can talk to you on conversations about anything, or he can go on the internet, he can go on the webpage, he can go on all kinds of stuff, and he can go on everything you want in there. He can talk about everything. He can talk about the music, he can talk about everything. As soon as you get unconscious, they get quiet. That's a clone. I don't know if people, by me being in the conscious realm and traveling, I see this shit. I see them to talk about everything. As soon as you get on something about you, black, and the consciousness, they shut down. Won't say a damn word. That's because somebody done came in and done programmed them to shut down with certain conversations based on stuff geared towards them. Good way to notice a clone. Because it doesn't make sense. If a person is deep in conversation on every damn subject, you would figure intellectually he would even want to even get into something, or not only that too, even if he didn't know much about black consciousness, he would be asking you questions. You got niggas that sit around you and won't ask you shit. And I be like, damn, I know damn well this nigga know what I do. I said, I get conscious people, man, they get around me and shit, be like, man, I'm gonna walk down the street with your ass, I'm gonna carry your bag, I'm gonna get all this shit I can. I'm gonna wear your ass, I'm gonna kick your head, you get out of my fucking sight. Now here it is, I can be around all day, they know what I'm into and all, they will never ask a question. But yet these people are so sophisticated, they notice the trimming on the buildings, they notice everything, they notice all this little shit. You know what I'm saying? They use the honey and not the sugar. They know all this bullshit, but when it comes to consciousness of what, they won't even ask the question if they don't know it. But the ones who've been in it, you got some people that's been in the shit. Was up there with you 2 or 3 years ago at Dr. Ben and all this kind of shit. Now all of a sudden, man, they won't even ask the damn question. That's because somebody done came in and shut them down, and basically they do that shit for cloning. That's one good way that they can tell. You can tell by it. It's based on the conscious thing also too. What's that?
A few months back, I think it was Morris Brown. They had some kind of fumes or gases that they had to evacuate the building. They had the detox unit out there.
Yeah.
Before they were even through with the newscast, we may never know what this is. Now I'm like, how can you say you may never know? That's because you already know, but you're not going to tell us. I'm wondering if that had anything to do with the cloning, because you said there's a similar... Man,
they got all kinds of ways to slip in and do the actual thing. That guy that shot up all his people in the black guy that shot up all the people in the thing, they cloned that brother.
Right.
Let me tell you why I know it, because my sister worked up at the Journal, and she was like, the white people and the black people was like, wait a minute, you can't get no history on this man's pathology. They was like, there was none. This man was a model citizen. They was like, wait a minute, hold on, my man gonna kill up everybody in this house and you don't have no kind of mental, nothing, no kind of damn shit wrong. They was like, hey, everybody in the community, everybody said they can't find shit on this man. That's because it was a clone. It was in the summer solstice.
And also,
it started all this shit.
Great Hospital, they shot this kind of mentally retarded guy because he had a gun and he was trying to go through a gun detector, metal detector. And they were saying, what was the metal detector doing on like the 12th floor of Grady? You know,
right.
They shot him because he had that gun and tried to get away. It's like, why? What were they protecting?
You're gonna find out now, man. It's such a survival. So most people are just trying to survive. They would not go outside, especially black people. We're not even a people or race that go outside of our original habitat to do any crazy shit. They showed you that on Truman, the True Man. They say most people accept the environment that they're in. They tend to claim that. So whenever you get some sporadic shit that just happen out of a void, they creating that shit for news. 99% of all that news creation is being created for the for that. Now I shall say this particular much, and we give you this particular stuff. This fall, you look for a lot of shit to go down this fall. Because the energy, because they always tell you, even in that book, Emil Bach's book, which is a good book on the apocalypse from England, which is hard to get, but it's still put out by Flourish Press. And in that book, he explains that all the energy from the summer solstice, when you see that horn of cleaning, and the fairgrounds, and the harvesting, you see a physical harvest of all of the growth. You also have a celestial harvest of shit that's being harvested and stored for the winter, and the fall ones with all them damn festivals and shit, Halloween, All Saints Day, even Labor Day, all that shit is talking about that. You can really look for some shit that's going to go down there. Now, even in the Matrix, you saw that damn date. Now, don't look for something physically to happen, but you can also look at the spiritual realm, the physical realm, and see how the government is doing. But even on the Matrix, when everything went down at the end of the movie, they went to the computer screen and it had on there what that? What was it? 9/18/99. What that is? 9/18/99. September 1899. And you know September is also the star Sirius. Sept. The word Sirius in Egypt is also called Sept. So September is named after the star Sirius. Sept. You see what I'm saying? So look for some shit to go down all that particular time. They have literally run out of time. The good part about it is this. You know what? All these niggas out here with the TD Jakes and all these old fools out here, they really shield us. They said they had to sacrifice the many for the few. That's why you got to stick into this shit more than ever. You know, just have it on your mind daily. Because they have sacrificed everything for them ignorant ass niggas out here. When I say ignorant, I'm talking about the masses. For the few. You got it. That's all it was supposed to be. You see, so that energy, they sacrificed all that stuff. So you're the one supposed to have, what's that?
You said earlier how we should just like not leave our energy to that other realm.
Exactly.
How do we, you know, and if you're thinking on that, how are you talking about not doing that? Just by like not acknowledging that there are other gods that you are indeed that.
What it is this here. Always acknowledge the entities as a counterpart to your physical body. It's kind of like nothing don't exist outside of me. All that stuff is inside of me. And don't give none of your energy but to your damn self. Because all the entities that work for you, they work through you. So you don't need to go outside of your damn self. And it's going to be hard because you just, from a baby, been acknowledging the power of book. I'm telling you, anything that you see in mythology that didn't fall into the physical, they are not your friends. And they have no desire. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said this. Indra, Yahweh, Zeus, Jehovah, or what you call God. You know what he says in the Rig Veda? He said, I don't plan on raising them son of a bitches up down there at all. All we do is sit up here and create games how to fool their ass. And we promise them worship. And we promise them that we're going to raise them up. But we have no intentions on raising them motherfuckers up down there at all. That's what this no good bitch up there said. I don't want to call it a bitch, that's too divine. He said, it's interesting. He said, we have no intention. And the woman, when the woman from University of Chicago, she said, you know, I surveyed these myths and I had to go with all other stuff to put this stuff together. She said, man, she said, these motherfuckers up here you call the gods or you call God. She said, these shits are worse than the La Costa Nostra. Or anything I'm thinking. You talking about some thugs. They say these are some assholes that don't give a shit about you. But you give them in. She said, I'm looking, and even in another book I got, the woman says the same thing when she does and she surveys the surahs. She said, they talk about these demons. She said, I don't see nothing about them in the whole realm of reading all these thousands of texts about the demons, but them being victims. She said, them being damn victims. She said, there's nothing. She said, but the gods, or what you call, the ones that you call, the ones that you pray to, them seraphim, or them archangels, and that damn God, and whatever, that male realm, they say to them, she said, I've never seen some of the most ruthless people in my life. And that's the people you praying to. So that should be scary enough to turn into yourself, and don't give your damn energy to them at all. So we got to cut it off because she's saying that they're saying it's out of time. So we just going to have to come back.
You was going to, like your herb.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to try to make a deal with the sister down the street. She's right there on Forsyth Street. I gave her a number. So with Dr. Emos, this beeswax, this shit here, man, heals anything because they got all kinds of stuff. Because I know his spirit speaking from the grave. So I'm gonna make a deal with the sister on 43 Forsyth Street. The number is 404-584-6797. 404-584-6797. The place is called the Herb Shop Cafe on Forsyth Street right downtown. I'm going to make something with her so we can get this in the store. And this will also be the kickoff point with her also, too. You see, with her also, too, with this particular stuff. So we'll deal with that also. I can say about the Y2K thing. First of all, there's no such thing as no computer shit like that because it's interesting. Because my girl, okay, all right. It's interesting because my girl, and the shit went smoothly. I talked about 3 or 4, 5 people, and they said the same thing. Also, too, let me put this on the tape. The new criteria for all you black bourgeoisie niggas to get these new jobs, you got to give a strand of your hair. If you give a strand of your hair on the goddamn job, your ass will be dead, and the clone will be living in your fucking house. So if you got a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year job, and they want to give you a strand of hair, they say you got to have a strand of hair, you tell them, no, you're not going to do it, or you're going to quit. If you do it, and if they fire your ass, take your ass down to goddamn pigs in a blanket and get a goddamn job somewhere. At least you'll be living. You'll be living. But don't give out no hair. That's the new criteria. One sister already said that they asked her to give out the hair and she had to quit. So that's the new key. One strand of hair, and they got your body. Go get the movie star